Happy Hump Day and welcome to Waynesville Garage. We're at the Sawmill today. I think we're going to be making some tomato steaks. Who needs tomato steaks in November? Actually, one of Tom's friends, or buddies, or acquaintances uses them for trees. So every time he sells a small tree, they have to get 2 tomato steaks. So maybe we should call them tree steaks. Maybe we'll be making tree steaks today. And as luck would have it, we've got plenty of, looks like red oak here. It's a nice tree here. My gosh. We've got a bunch of pieces here, more than we ever need. And we got a bunch back there. So we've got 2 little groups of, my God, you got 1, 2, 3, 6. We got a dozen. We've got a dozen pieces of red oak, is what looks like red oak. It's just nice looking logs here, actually. Some of them aren't perfect. And we'll cut them into 6-foot pieces and we'll make some tomato steaks out of them. I'm working on making another picnic table. And I like making the picnic tables out of white oak, but I couldn't find enough dry white oak at home. And what you need to saw some of this up we have here. I've got 5 nice logs here, but instead I realized we've got some nice ipe wood. It's like a Brazilian hardwood. It's one of the hardest woods around, and it never rots. So we'll use some of the ipe wood, and we'll saw a little bit of that today, just a few pieces. The guys hate sawing it because it's hard, but it does work well. Okay, well, your success in life is determined how well you can adjust to a quick change in plans. So originally, I was planning on using some ipe wood and getting some 2x6s out of that. Brilliantly, Alan suggested, look, we've got some nice locust boards right down here. Why don't we just use a couple of those locust boards? They're a whole lot less weight. They're easy to move around. So we snagged a couple locust boards, and Doug, who's our sawyer today, is going to cut these guys in half. Now I can take them home, and these now are going to be the legs for my picnic tables. And locust, as you know, is probably not as rot resistant as the ipe wood, but as far as I can tell, there's locust posts in our woods behind our house that are probably 60, 70, 80 years old, and they don't rot out. Locust is very rot resistant. So Bruce is helping with the offload. Bruce is the guy in Red Hot. You'll see all his hand signals. He's not Italian, but what he's doing, he's conveying to Doug, turn on the conveyor so we can get rid of the dust. Doug figures it out pretty quick and turns on the conveyor. Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Bruce. Okay, so now that I can move on with my picnic table project, we're going to start making some tomato steaks. So what Doug's doing here is we're cutting these logs into 6-foot pieces because we need 6-foot tomato steaks, not 8-foot tomato steaks. And these logs were 8, 9, I don't know how long they were. The extra pieces we'll make firewood out of. And what Doug's got here is, it turns out we've got 3 of these now in the club. So Alan's got one, Doug's got one, and I got one. They're Steel MS-261 saws. They're 4 horsepower saws. Most of them have got 20-inch bars. They're fantastic saws, and for 90% of what we do, they will work just fine. So they're perfect for cutting these guys into smaller pieces. And even for working in the woods. They've got nice dogs on them. There's 2 different versions. There's a computer-controlled version and an analog version where you adjust the mixtures, the high and low range yourself. Alan and I have got the computerized ones. Doug's got the manual one. We'll see which one lasts longer, but frankly, they're both really nice saws. Okay, so if you're wondering what Bruce is doing here, is all of these boards that we cut, we're going to send back to get recut because he's cutting, 5/4 boards or 6/4 boards. I think tomato steaks are supposed to be 6/4, but we're going to send them all back so we can slice them one more time to get square tomato steaks. So that's what the plan is, and that's what they're doing now, and that's why all these boards are going back. And you'll see them in just a second when we start slicing tomato steaks. Okay, well, I missed the last couple weeks at the sawmill, so I'm not quite sure how the saw is running. So I got out my little infrared thermometer and checked these bearing temperatures. Happily, they're spot on. They're like 90 degrees or 88 degrees. They're not hot. And you can see this because if they were hot, especially the one near the saw would start to vibrate and wobble a little bit. But it's running pretty doggone straight. Additionally, we did take a few minutes and we checked the teeth, the bits, and they're carbide, which I'm not a big fan of, but they're sharp, so they're working out pretty well. So no complaints here. The sawmill is running great, and everybody's happy. Okay, so now that we've got tomato steaks coming off, we've got George and we've got Gary who are sharpening the steaks. And you also see Tom loading them up and helping us out too. We've got plenty of people here today. We've got at least 10 volunteers helping out. So we're making tomato steaks fast. And this goes pretty quick, although Gary's job is probably the most physical. It takes a lot of effort. But the sharpener's working well. I took the thing home several months ago, earlier in the summer, maybe late in the summer, and I sharpened it up pretty well, and now it works well. We're getting into a good process here. So if the steaks aren't perfect, put them in the burn pile. If they don't sharpen right, work on it and make sure that they sharpen right. The quality of the steaks has increased 100-fold. Well, as you can see, many hands make light work. And we've got lots of people helping sharpen the stakes. We got a couple guys sewing the stakes, and now we're stacking them up. So we very quickly got the 100 stakes we needed, okay, for the tree guy. And now what we're going to do, though, is we're going to stock up and keep some stakes hanging around. So next time we need them, we don't need to jump on the project so quickly. So you see Tom there, and you see Pete, and you see Tom again. We got 2 Toms. We'll keep them straight. And they're all stacking these guys up, and we'll keep some extra tomato stakes on hand. So next week, though, we're going to be pouring some concrete. So we're going to put some more footings in. We've got a little bit of funds, so now we can put additional footers in the ground and help stabilize our husk. So that'll kind of be a fun project. Looking forward to that. Hope you enjoyed the show. Subscribe, send it to your friends. Make this go viral. Take care and have a great day.